Let's take a look at today's top talkers, folks. The subject of a photo that has gone viral is speaking out about how his compassion trumped hate in a racially charged demonstration last week. This photo, let's take a look at it, was snapped by an assistant of South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley last weekend, showing an African-American officer coming to the aid of a white supremacist overcome by heat stroke during a protest, the state's removal of the Confederate flag. The photo was posted to Twitter, and within hours it had gone viral. The man in uniform, we'll see it here again in a second, is Leroy Smith, who runs the State Department of Public Safety in South Carolina. Smith said Wednesday that he didn't think twice about assisting the man, even though his shirt was emblazoned with a swastika. Quote, "I saw a man who needed some help, and I was going to help him," Smith told the Associated Press. Smith said that the man in the photo was actually the second demonstrator overcome by the sweltering heat. It was over the 100-degree temperature mark on the day. Now, the demonstration took place outside of the State House. It was organized by the Loyal White Knights of the KKK and overlapped an earlier rally on the opposite side of the State House, organized by a Florida-based group affiliated with the new Black Panther Party. Emotions began to boil over between the groups, with officers breaking up some fights and other officers, like Smith, keeping the peace along the steps of the State House. Now, Smith said that he initially didn't want to field interviews, but after dozens of attempts by media, he relented. Now, the man in the swastika shirt, he has not been identified, and when a spokesman for the National Socialist Movement, which is a neo-Nazi group, they were contacted, the Associated Press contacted them to obtain the man's name. The spokesman reacted very angrily. He made offensive comments, and he hung up on the recorder. This is all according to the Associated Press. As the saying goes, though, a picture is worth 1,000 words, and I would argue that this picture is worth so much more. Nothing else. The one word, a picture being worth 1,000 words, what this picture says to me is tolerance.
Yep.
This African-American public service officer steps in and he helps a man, and he says, "I saw a man in hell. I didn't see a white supremacist. I saw a man in help." He was able to rise above, do his job, and have compassion and tolerance for another human being. I think we can learn a lot from Officer Smith.
I agree. All right, switching gears. Yesterday we talked about the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. Today we are continuing to talk about things that 90s kids absolutely love. Today we are talking Space Jam, one of my favorites. So it's been 19 years since the original Space Jam, and now rumors are circling, as they have many, many times before, that the 1996 classic is getting a sequel. This time, starring LeBron James. The rumors that we have heard before are coming back because yesterday it was announced that LeBron and his company, Spring Hill Entertainment, are partnering with Warner Bros. LeBron took to Twitter saying, "Let's go, so excited, hashtag Warner Bros. Spring Hill Entertainment." And of course, people automatically assume that this means Space Jam 2 is even more of a possibility. While the partnership has not been officially announced, what they are creating together is one reason, or what they are creating. And the reason that the speculation is at an all-time high is because Warner Bros. Filed a trademark for Space Jam last month. But once again, we have to stress there has been no confirmation from either side for Space Jam 2 yet. We'll find out. That doesn't stop people from getting on social media and sharing their feelings, however. Many people are saying that the mere thought of Space Jam 2 is a terrible, terrible thing. One guy took to Twitter to say, quote, "If LeBron James stars in a sequel to Space Jam, I will move out of the country."
Wow.
Other people were saying worse things than that we can't share on our TV show.
It's going to be released worldwide, though, I mean, if it happens. So, you know, depending on what country you go to, it's probably still going to show.
Do you like Space Jam?
No.
You don't like Space Jam? I don't.
No.
I am so sad.
You're so sad?
With you. Like,
what's interesting,
it is
though,
one of my favorite, because it's a classic, it's what I grew up with. The soundtrack is the best soundtrack in any movie
See, I think
ever.
it just missed my generation. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, here's where that generation gap comes
You know
in.
what? I bet
Britney
Annalise
Flowers.
would love Space Jam, though. Cannon loves Space Jam,
Yeah?
and now he knows who Michael Jordan is. In fact, after he watched Space Jam, he thought that his name was Cannon Michael Jordan Flowers.
Well, there you go. There you
it.
go. We'll see if he's going to think it's Canon LeBron James Flowers
He
after this.
will not.
All right, well, speaking of movies, guys, Jurassic World has surpassed The Avengers to become the third biggest movie in history. The Dino thriller has earned $1.52 billion, pushing it past Marvel's The Avengers and its $1.52 billion haul. You say, well, Chad, they're the same figure, right? Here's the thing. Jurassic World has yet to open in another major global market, Japan. It will hit theaters there on August 5th, which will then propel the movie passed its current mark, making it the third highest grossing film of all time. Here in the United States, the film has earned $614.3 million, making it only the fourth film to exceed $600 million in the U.S. ever. Overseas, Jurassic World has brought in $907.3 million. Guys, it has been a great year for Universal, to say the least. They released Furious 7 earlier this year, which earned $1.51 billion globally. Here's the thing, before 2015, no Universal feature had ever passed the $1 billion mark at the box office. Now they have two in 1 year. However, Jurassic World will most likely, it's going to have to settle for that number 3 spot. Titanic and Avatar hold on to the number 2 and number 1 spots respectively, with Titanic earning $2.18 billion and Avatar earning a staggering $2.79 billion. So you know this morning James Cameron is sitting somewhere in the world, probably on his own island or his own spaceship, saying, oh, those dinosaurs are so cute with their $1.52 billion.
Man.
How cute they are.
My money is a part of that number.
Yeah.
And I liked
I
that
still have
movie
yet
a
to get
lot.
onto it.